Adam Savage here in my cave with another video with Tested's newest bestest friend, Boston Dynamics Spot Robot. And he's climbed onto my workbench for a very specific reason. But before I tell you that reason, I want to give you a little bit of history into the way I've been thinking about what we will do with Spot. Knowing that we were going to receive him, I started to think, okay, I want an early video to be a simple task that we give Spot that is fun and evocative and strange and hilarious. And I thought I would love to ride him, but he does not have the payload to handle me yet. Then I thought, well, maybe he should just take me on a trip. And that's when I remembered that I've been obsessed with rickshaws forever. I've had a rickshaw folder in my creative projects folder for years already. I love early vehicle design, and I don't know why, I find rickshaws very evocative. So I built one. I became so obsessed with this build, and it came out so differently than I expected, and it was not a simple build in this tiny little space. I know it doesn't look necessarily tiny, but when you try and build something like a rickshaw, it gets close pretty fast. Let's take a look at what I made. Yeah. Oh, wait, those lights aren't on. Hold on, let me turn those on. Here we go. That's it. Look, when I first started building this, I thought I was going to make a kind of a multicolored Indian continent rickshaw. And then the second I drew the main form on a piece of cardboard behind the wheelchair chassis, I realized it needed to be black, that it needed to be steampunk, Victorian, funereal, yeah, all of those things. And so I built all of those things into here. This is about 5 days of building. I still have to finish the upholstery. The first thing to do with this rickshaw, and the reason Spot is on my bench, is I need to manufacture an interface between Spot and the rickshaw. That means he needs to be able to hold on to this handle and take the rickshaw and move with it. And making that handle is my next immediate task. And to help me actually work this out is Boston Dynamics' own and my friend Seth Davis. Seth, come over here, man. Dude, by the way, rickshaw.
Adam, when you mentioned you were going to have the robot pulling something, this is not at all what I expected.
Here, I'll get on the other side so we can talk about it. Yeah, no, it's not what I expected either. So your lack of expectation mirrored mine. I thought this was going to look like a very different thing when I started.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
If I sit in it and you lift that, I want you to tell me if you think that's going to cause any problems for Spot. All right, I have to go slowly. There we go. Okay, go ahead and lift it up.
All right. Now, once you get it to the balance point, that's pretty light. That should be definitely weight that Spot's able to carry on its back.
Fabulous. Okay, so he'll need something kind of like a tow hitch clamped to this. These rails on him, these are his accessory rails, right?
Yeah, so we designed Spot to be a flexible platform, and we wanted to make it easy for end users, whether you're doing something like a rickshaw or mounting a camera platform, to be able to build their own systems and attach them to the robot.
Okay.
So we've got both ports on the robot for connecting in and getting power and data in and out of the robot.
Fabulous.
And then these cargo rails that will let you connect anything to the robot as long as it fits within the space and is out of the area that the legs swing.
And this is like a standard T-track profile in this, am I right?
Yeah, we built it around a T-nut that's pretty easy to get from McMaster or any kind of hardware supplier.
I think I might actually have some in the shop.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so I'm gonna build a kind of a tow hitch here that goes up to the clamp, and I guess I'm gonna give it a little bit of movement like this because Spot needs to be able to change his orientation here and there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important that the hitch have some pivot to it.
Okay.
Because the way the robot needs to steer, you don't want it locked into the one-dimensionality of the way the rickshaw moves forward and backward.
So if his body tracks or, yeah, right. You don't want it just tearing that bar right out.
Yeah, or even when you want to make a turn and the robot is going to want to rotate underneath your hitch.
Right, okay. So yeah, a tow hitch is very much the kind of thing we need here.
One last thing that you may want to think about is that the robot performs a lot better if it understands the forces that are being applied to it. So we have a way in the software of the robot to tell it about the weight being put down on its back. Oh. So the weight of a payload, the weight of the hitch that you're going to build. The other thing that might be a little bit trickier, and your team might have to do a little bit of work in software, is the force when the robot starts pulling the rickshaw to start moving, or the force the Rickshaw is going to put on the robot when it stops.
That's the one I'm most curious about, because as I thought about this, and I did the same test you did, and I thought, oh, this is probably fine for him in a up and down weight kind of way. But the Rickshaw with me in it's going to have a fair bit of momentum, even at the 3+ miles per hour he can walk. And when it stops, and when he stops, and it's still pushing on him, I pictured him kind of doing a little bit of a back push or something.
Yeah, it will try and account for disturbances like that. It'll be interesting to see how much work we need to do to make the robot understand those disturbances.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see that. All right, dude, thank you. I'm gonna get started.
You're welcome. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Oh, me too. Here's a handy shop tip. I have 12 of these screws to put in, and I have that exact 4mm hex bit on the end of this drill. So the implication is that I should just hand place them and go voop, 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 voop. But there's no faster way to cross thread than to just immediately go to the power tool. So I will set each one of these in its place using a hand wrench just to make sure I'm properly seated in the threading before destroying said threading with the power tool. Now for the main attachment to my ball hitch. Oh, ball hitch. So I'm going to attach a thing to this that's very much like a truck ball hitch. In fact, almost exactly like. I've got this nice chrome ball bearing attached to a piece of steel. I did this for something else a while back, but it should work fine for this. And my plan is to take this giant piece of Delrin, use some of these 1024 screws to hold that down to spot, and then to use a Forstner bit to make a nice big hole right here that the ball sits in, and then I'll capture it on the top, but with a, well, you'll see how I'll capture it on the top so it still will have a little bit of this motion. First and foremost, I think we can, yeah, we can do that. I don't want to cut it too. And I got these nice big 1024s. I'll go into that.
Solid.
That's a really, I feel great about how tight that is all the way around.
Absolutely.
And then I'm doing a Forstner bit right into the center there, and that will sit there, and then I'll capture it over the top.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, that'll be great. And just do a ring around it with a clearance
Exactly. Yeah. A square panel with a hole in it.
hole. Yeah, that's
And
totally fine.
that'll give us all that.
There's not a lot of meat on those edges, but
There's not a lot of meat on these edges.
But that's okay,
But there's
'cause
plenty
there's
here.
yeah.
This isn't the one that I'm super concerned about.
yeah, should be fine.
Come on. You don't need to be chucked into this mill anymore because the only 4 holes I have left are those. These ones, 10, okay. Awesome. Yep, nice. Just a little bit proud. That means I just take a little chamfer off the edge of that hole and I should have a nice capture. That's great. I like using spot as an actual work surface. That was pretty cool. All right. 1024. Hey. Oh, I love it when things work out. Put washers on those later. I'm very pleased with that tolerance right there. It's like 10 thou. Maybe even a little less. Awesome. Okay, time to do some height checks for him. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna lift you up, move this over, and track him. This is great. Okay, so, Seth, do you wanna, like, where do you think? I feel like, so right there, it's probably about 5 pounds, maybe, but you go up just a tiny bit and it's less, but we don't want it to get to negative.
Yeah.
Right, we want a little bit of preloaded that way.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you probably want mine a little on the heavy side.
Yeah. Okay, so, that's 5 3/4 inches. Great. Okay, 5 3/4. Excellent. Nice. All right, to the welding table. Okay. This is a bunch of torque.
Yeah. That twist.
But
I think it's fine.
But yeah, I think.
I mean, it's not gonna be that much. Again, at this point, the mechanical advantage is so high, you're fine.
Right. Okay, so will you help me lift this thing down? 1, 2, 3. Okay, standing up. So would you? Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Nice.
I'm gonna clockwise him. There he goes. His line straight up. We're gonna go back a little bit. Oh! Ooh.
Can you go straight forward?
Okay, straight forward.
There's a lot of twist on that bar.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. So it's, what is twisting?
Oh, yeah, it's that hole.
It's just,
right.
it's just
Yep,
that hole,
yep,
but
yep.
that's okay. Actually, I mean, unless this splits right here.
I don't want to give it that. So what I think I'm gonna do. All right.
I mean, we knew that twist was going to be there.
Yep. We knew that twist was gonna be there.
If you put a clamp on here, that would make it a lot more secure, but
But I could also.
yeah, you can see that.
I could also come off of here and go to here.
Oh, and just go to the wood.
Yeah.
Or even spin this around and use that little. It wouldn't take much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like, right, that was always planned. I always planned that to go backwards. So the question is, what could I attach to that? And it's almost like, it's like with flat sides and just clamp this way, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's.
Well, I mean, or do you just just 2 bars, weld again off of this?
Oh!
And then it's
There it
open.
is. That's the way. Thanks. Sure. I love this tool so much. Yeah, that's
got
it. I have a hard time seeing why this won't work.
Explosion. Cue ball of fire.
Rome burning, Visigoths partying. Oh, whoa.
That's squirrely.
All right.
I mean, parallel parking will be a breeze.
It's just if you have a lot of experience driving a trailer, of course, yeah. So here we go. I love watching this. Watch his body. I'd call that a successful test. I would love to do this all day, and believe you me, I will. But the next sequence of this video needs to be this out on an open range somewhere, and that's where we're gonna go. All right, it's time. Rickshaw works beautifully, so does Spot. It's time to bring the two together and give Spot his first worldly task at Tested. Over here, buddy. Oh yeah, I guess you do want to face that way, don't you? Yeah. All right. Okay. Spot, you feeling ready? Yes. Good boy. All right. Here we go. Oh. Oh, look at him settle into it. Oh, buddy. Yes. My good man, to the market. This is amazing. Dude. I don't think there's anything I can say that would add to this visual experience. Check him out, man. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Yeah! Oh! You could do it. Maybe you can't do it. It's a little bit of an incline. It's asking a lot. Oh yeah, I know. It's uphill. It's uphill, buddy. Whew. Okay, stop. Go ahead and stop, Spot. I call that a successful test. Amazing. Seth Davis, you were operating off camera, Spot, during that. He wasn't on autonomous mode, but that, from my perspective, seated in the chair, that went great. How did you feel about it?
I think it looked pretty good, but driving it with our joystick controller, I was noticing was having a hard time getting going and handling the weight of the rickshaw.
Okay.
And then once we got a little bit up the path and we were going up a small hill, we kind of ran out of steam and the robot didn't have enough strength to pull it.
But that was stock software of
Yep,
him making that maneuver.
That's our software out of the box.
Okay.
And so the things that I think are going on is the robot doesn't know that there's a weight on its back pushing down.
Right, okay.
And it doesn't know that it's pulling a rickshaw behind it. And so we can use our
Is there a pictogram where you can choose rickshaw as the load?
We can use our software through our API to tell the robot those things, and we should be able to get a lot better performance and hopefully get you all the way up that hill.
Oh, let's do it. This is the part where Spot gets smarter because of his collaboration with human companions. Zach, friend of Tested, Kathleen, software engineer for Boston Dynamics. So Spot has a payload of somewhere around 25 pounds, and this is way less than that. So what's causing him so much trouble here?
So right now, part of the issue is it doesn't realize there are things pulling backwards on it. So
Okay.
there's the weight of the rickshaw, and also you, although you can't weigh that much. But
Thank you.
we do want Spot to be able to maybe estimate these, or also we could also just inform Spot of this.
So to be perfectly clear, like if you get a robot from the toy store and you drive it around, you are the one doing all of the control decisions. But Spot, you are pointing a direction and he's making all of his own decisions about how to get in that direction.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so you're just giving him more information
Yes.
with which to make those decisions?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how do you do that?
Yeah, so instead of the controller that we were using before, we can actually use a laptop, and then we have access to the software through the laptop, and now we just use a different joystick.
Oh.
So now the commands go from the joystick through the API, which we can then make some adjustments and tell Spot, a little bit more information about the system to hopefully make it walk a little bit smarter.
Awesome. Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Let's do it.
So they've given Spot the ability to assess the weight and forces that are on him and adjust to them dynamically. And if you take a look at how he's standing right now, it's totally different because he's now standing in a way that's adjusted to the forces that are on him. That is super cool. You guys take the lead. I'm ready to go.
Here we go. It is full throttle. All right.
It feels more stable. It definitely feels like a smoother ride. Yeah, he's really accommodating the ride much better. Dude, he's doing this. Come on, buddy. You can take me all the way up the hill. That's where I want to go. Oh, yep. Yeah! Spot! He quickened his pace. That was awesome. Right? Amazing. There it is. That is excellent work, little buddy. That is the first of what will be many adventures Tested will have with Spot over the next year. All right, Spot, that's it. Yep. Ooh. Ooh. We can do it. Yep. I'll give you a little less gravity. Yep. Yes, you got it, buddy. Whoa. Oh, amazing. Okay. Spot. All right, buddy.